All right, looks like we're live. Welcome to a Masco and Geek Rogue Friday night, Saturday morning broadcast. Why? Because we said so and because we can. You either like it or you don't. We don't care. Anyway, we're here.
Exactly.
Yes. This is not scheduled, so we're probably not going to have too many people on. Everyone's over at the old man and scrub red evening with Jack and Rob. Those two bastards. Oh shit! Well, we had some people. We have Nick August. Nick, I'll send you a link. You might as well. Exactly. We're all. I'm slightly drunk, so that's the reason for this. And I was at my favorite wine bar, and I had a little too much there. So hang on. Let me send you. Where's the invite button? There it is. Let me invite your dumb ass over here. Where is Nick August? Let me send you a link, you dirty whore. There you go. All right. You're in. I appreciate you dropping by. Anyone who wants to join us, drop in the chat, and if we know you, we'll give you a link. If we don't know you, you're shit out of luck.
We've not even begun to defile ourselves.
That's right. Let's have a spelling contest.
I'll not recall that. Thank you.
Exactly. So yeah, anyone who's in Masculine Geek Life is going to get the True Gen. And True Gen is a bit of a phraseology that Hemingway came up with based on World War II speak. The True Gen meant the true story. So tomorrow you're going to get the true story of what happened at the Dubliner in Kansas City with TJ and that girl. So there you go. If you're not Masculine Geek, you're a dumbass. You're missing out. Horrible habit I have.
Whatever do you mean?
Whatever do you mean? That's right. So what do you have in your pipe there, TJ? I'm coughing up a storm over here. I can't read that. What the fuck? I'm drunk. What is that? Oh, Captain Black pipe tobacco. Okay, cool. I have to fire up the pipe that. I have to fire up the pipe that. You have to be careful. Yes, I have to fire up the pipe that Mictobus got me. With the naked woman.
You gotta be careful. Well, yeah, but you gotta be careful with corn cobs because if you burn them too high, the cob will burn.
That's what she said. I ain't got nothing. This stream is just for the hell of it. We're both up late. We're just drinking.
Well, you're up late.
I'm up very late. This is I had planned. Well, I'm still going to do it. There is a town called Vincent Town, named after me. Not me specifically, but it's called Vincent Town. That is a very good diner called the Vincent Town Diner. So I plan to get up around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Grab a shower.
Very ambitious.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, depending upon how this night goes, and then head out to the diner and do some writing, and have an omelet and some coffee. They have very good coffee.
I did some writing tonight for the first time in a couple of weeks. I just did not. You know, I was tweeting about it like back when I was writing early as a young author. I would write 4,000 words a day easy, like no problem. And now it's like if I can write 1,500 words, I consider it a productive day. The difference is I don't edit the way I did. I do the books that I wrote. I don't. Here's the thing: I edit far less. Like Hemingway kind of had this attitude of, "Oh, your first draft's gonna be crap, and you're gonna have to cheer up." Yeah, that's not the way I feel anymore. My thought is I'm at the point where I'm not going to write as much, but I'm going to edit far less. I mean, the last book that I edited was like 230 pages, and by the time I was done with it, it was down to 110. I just cut out all this crap language, dialogue, scenes that weren't necessary. Just cut out all this nonsense that I didn't want to have in the books. So by the time I was done, it's like I was just thinking, it's not about how many words you write; it's about how many words are actually going to stay in the book. So if you're writing stuff that you genuinely believe is like going to be in the novel, then great. But I'm not going to write 400. I'm not going to write 4,000 words if 2,000 of them is going to get cut out. Like it's just going to, constipated thinking or constipated writing. That's kind of the problem with that. So, that's where I'm at now as an older man, where I just don't have the time. Yeah, but I'm like saying I'm talking about when I was like 23 years old, and I was like, there were some days when I get out like 5,000-6,000 words a day, and it was just like, those were novels I never published, but it's like if I was to go back and edit them and actually publish them, how much of that stuff would actually stick around, and how much of it would be like, yeah, this is nonsense, I don't want this to be published. So,
well, there's that. I'll tell you a horror story that happened to me last night.
Do tell.
So I had been writing a little bit on chapter 8 of Laserdiscs. And I got up to almost 400 words on the first chapter. I'm all proud of myself. I close the lid. I go back and do stuff. And I actually read it out loud to my girl. And then she loved it. I go back and chapter 8 is gone. Chapter 8 never saved. It was like it was never there. Now, the only saving thing was that I had read it out loud and I had remembered some of it, so I could go back and rewrite it close to what it was. But dude, like my stomach just dropped the fuck out because I'm thinking to myself, what if that happens if the whole book ever goes?
I had an experience like that when I was in college. I was working on one of my novels. It was part of a series that never got published. I ended up breaking it all up into separate novels, so this character never made it there. But there was this like three pages I wrote, and Microsoft Word crashed, and none of that stuff got saved. And ever since then, it's been a habit of mine for like I'd say probably 15 years, of where I press Control S every time I pause, Control S. You save everything.
Absolutely.
And so, it was. I know exactly the feeling where like you wrote something, and what's crazy? There was one time I thought that I had lost a chapter in a book, so I just started rewriting it based on what I wanted to write. Well, then I eventually found the original copy of that chapter that it hadn't been deleted.
Was the rewrite better?
It was literally. I'm not even joking. It was literally the same.
Yeah, that's pretty. Your memory is pretty good then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, I wasn't even trying to be memory. I was just writing it like, okay, I'm gonna rewrite this whole thing. I'm gonna do it the way I think now, and it was literally almost the exact same thing. I was like, this is kind of scary. Whereas like, I don't know. As a writer, I don't know.
It is very frightening.
At some point, I'm going to go back through my old novels that I haven't touched in over a decade, and decide what I want to do. Like, do I want to publish them, or do I want to just? I think that I want to publish most of them. It's a question of like one novel is 360,000 words. It's like the length of Les Mis. Do I want to just publish that, or do I want to cut it down into one book? It's probably going to end up being cut down to one book, but it's a weird book. It's just very idiosyncratic, and I just don't think it's going to have much of an audience. But that's fine. I mean, I showed it to one girl once, and she read it she read the entire book in a week. She loved it. It was like, good. I guess she was very enthusiastic about it. So I mean, there's that. It's like, my whole thing as an author is like, if you want to know how good your book is, how enthusiastically will someone read your book? if you got a problem getting people to read your book, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the book, but you're gonna have a hard time selling it. And maybe you just need better friends. I don't know. Like maybe we need
there's that. I mean, part of it too is marketing. Right. I've run into that a lot too. It's just like people just, I don't know. People are fucking stupid. There's that.
Either that, or you gotta. I mean, there's the one book I wrote that's really long. The cover art would be very provocative, and so it probably would at least get some interest. Because I've known since the beginning like how I wanted the book cover to look like. So, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's been interesting. And with the latest novel, it's been interesting in that it's taken a while, but like I just need to sit and like just like how do I want this book to go? Because I don't want to write 10,000 words and then cut all of it out because it just didn't work. I'm just not at that. I'm not willing to waste my time anymore on that kind of stuff.
No, I agree, and I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So what are you smoking there, Vince? Tell everyone what you're smoking.
This is a La Grolla Cubana Series R Maduro, which means it's a darker wrapper. It's richer. It's a more heavier smoke. Hang on. Yeah, it's definitely an after dinner. For me, a Maduro wrapper is an after dinner cigar. So I was at my favorite wine bar and bistro, doing some writing, listening to the dialogue around me, enjoying the energy of the room. I am by nature a loner, an introvert, but I do like to go out here and there and enjoy the energy of a room and talk to people. That's good too. You get ideas for stories and you just socialize. I've been in my cave all day, so that was good to get out and about. And I had three rum and cokes, which the third one was on the bartendress. So that was nice. I only paid for two. That's what happens when you're as charming and as good looking as masculine geeks are. There you go. So yes.
Did you give her a pat on the back?
She's behind the bar. She's pat on the back. I said, "Good girl." Yeah, I pat her on the head. send her on her way.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I trust me. We're going to talk about patting things on whatever tomorrow for the Masculine Geek Life Zoom Fortress meetup. Now, for those who have not joined, there are only 3 memberships left. Now, what does that mean? That means Masculine Geek Life is sort of like the Knights of the Round Table. Not white knights, but Knights of the Round Table. White Knights of the Round Table as in there's only 12. Only want 12 people in our tribe, as it were. Because I have no use for a lot of idiots. I want small spurgs and retards I can do without. I want a tight little unit. Excuse me. I'm gonna cough and blow your ears up. So there you go. So yes, this is an after dinner cigar, almost like a dessert cigar for me. Maduros are, if I have a Maduro in the afternoon or before dinner or a drink, these will make me nauseous. So this is perfect for that. So Drew says if you're fat, you have to pay for 2 because of the extra space. 2 what? Seats? No, I'm talking about drinks. I had 3 drinks, but I only paid for 2. Why? Because well, look at me, for fuck's sake. Come on.
Isn't that's probably the best nights where you're at a restaurant and you have a good vibe with the waiter or the waitress. They really like you and they want you to come back and they give you a free drink. I've had that happen a couple of times.
Exactly. Those are like, well, they do. They want you to come back. Yeah, they like you. They like your vibe. Exactly. Right.
Because, man, part of this is probably because I'm near a tourist town, but they deal with a lot of they just deal with a lot of people who are from out of town who are not good to them. They don't tip well. They don't treat the staff well. They get impatient. They're whatever. And, you know, I show up and I'm gracious. I'm patient. You know, they're busy. It's like, you know, take your time. And they, I don't know, like a little goes a long way with a lot of.
No, it does. I'm a big believer in, like, case in point, I think, and I brought you guys there, the village by the sea, a couple years ago, to Healthy Garden, that restaurant that I like to go to. They know me as the local writer.
Mm-hmm.
I get treated well. I get my food quick. The waitresses will buy my coffee for me. If I order, sometimes I get black bean soup with my turkey burger wrap. The one dude's like, he just charges me for the wrap and not the extra soup. So it's nice you go that extra mile. It's like it's a give and take,
right?
And people remember you. They appreciate that. Let's put it this way: if someone is serving you food, it behooves you to treat them well.
Right.
Okay. First and foremost, they're fucking serving you food. Number two, if you're a dick, you're gonna get the special sauce in your food or your drink. Okay.
Well, not only that,
I'm just saying.
Right. If you're also if the person serving the food is a young, cute, flirty girl, that's just icing on the cake. Yeah, exactly.
Bacon's right. Never fuck with the person handling your food. Exactly. I mean, even to the point of, I wouldn't say you're going to swallow your pride, but if you're never going to go back there again, all right, then, you know, give them some shit. But
no, my whole thing is, if it involves food, like let's say they serve food and it's not that great, I'm not asking them to bring another set with me. Like to replace. It's just like, okay, I'm just not going to tip, or I'm not. Here's the thing: in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Just don't go back there ever again.
Exactly. So don't make a big deal about it. Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah. I've been with a couple people where they're like, oh, these fries were like, they look like they were microwaved, and it's like, yeah, now they're gonna go like, you know. They're gonna go urinate in the.
They're gonna urinate in your wonton soup, yeah. No, my in the past, my brother's been like that. He's been a complete and total douchebag to the waiters and waitresses. And then a couple times in the past, he's done the Diamond Dash.
Oh God!
I'm like, you're a fucking complete piece of shit. So hopefully he's hearing this. Go fuck yourself. That's another story. That's another story right there. You get me drunk, I'll tell some family stories.
Well, Vince, whatever do you mean?
Whatever do you mean? Let's have a spelling contest.
If you are watching this and you have no idea what we're talking about, you have not watched Tombstone, there's something wrong with you. You need to repent of your sin and watch Tombstone.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to revoke your masculine geek card if you haven't watched Tombstone.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So it was funny. I was reading about Doc Holliday, and they were asking him. Somebody asked him whether he had a conscience, and he said, "I coughed that up with my lung a few years back."
Yeah, right. It's funny. What's his face? Val Kilmer, and I mentioned this before. What he's been doing lately and what he's been doing very good at it is Mark Twain.
Oh, interesting. I gotta see.
Go look him up. He's a phenomenal job at portraying Mark Twain.
I heard that he had to deal with like some sort of health condition, like he can't even like eat out of his own mouth.
What does he eat out of his asshole?
Yeah. No.
Someone else's mouth?
He's been using a feeding tube to feed himself because he can't eat anymore because of cancer.
He may have. Well, maybe something that like we were just talking about General Grant.
Yeah, he had throat cancer.
If you have throat cancer, then, and that's another thing too. I mentioned this on a Masculine Geek newsletter, on a post. I mentioned it recently on Twitter. Ulysses S. Grant was writing his memoirs.
Yeah.
At the motivation of Mark Twain, to basically have a financial legacy for his family after he died. And he knew he was dying. He had throat cancer. It was so bad that when he drank water, he said it was like drinking molten lead. He was in excruciating pain. He bundled himself. He was freezing. He had fevers. He bundled in summer, sweating. Everyone's also sweating. He's bundled up in his blanket and his hat, and he's handwriting his memoirs. In one day, banged out 10,000 words. Yeah. So whenever you think you're having a bad day, you're not. Just think of Ulysses S. Grant and power on. I'm not saying don't feel bad about your situation. I'm not saying that. Don't whine about it. Don't go on social media. Don't complain about it. Just do what you need to do and take care of fucking business. Take care of your shit.
Yeah, amen.
And shut your mouth. Amen. And shut your mouth. Fucking tired of this bullshit on social media. These guys, these fucking women complaining about shit. No one gives a shit about your medical crisis. No one gives a shit about anything that you have to complain about on really social media. No one cares. Just nobody cares.
I wrote 12,000 words. There was a day I wrote 12,000 words. I wrote
that's very good.
Story. Yeah, I wrote a short story. I don't know if it's going to be included. So it's part of the sequel to the book that that's going to get published. It's called The Shadowmen. It's going to be published by Terror House Magazine or Terror House Press. But it's a standalone kind of origin story for the main character. And I wrote that thing in a single day, 12,000 words, and I really did not have to edit a single word. And I don't know what it was back then. I don't know what it was back then with my writing, but like, I just didn't sit. I just think I was in the zone as far as writing.
You were flowing. Something was flowing there.
Yeah. So I mean, I got to change it because some stuff changed with the book, but like not like prose wise. I don't have to change too much. So I'm probably going to have to include it in the book. But that was kind of. I got up at like 7 a.m. I wrote. I went to the gym. I came back home and I kept writing until like 5 o'clock. Because I just vowed. I had vowed that I was going to finish this book before the end of the month. It was like January. I can't remember what month it was, but it was a month where it was like, it was the end of the month. And I was like, I'm going to finish this book, this novel before the end of the month. So I ended up finishing it, and it was great. I was like, I was really pleased with the way it came out. And it wasn't like some just random. It wasn't like a bunch of nonsense where it's like it
was solid. It was solid.
It was solid, yes, and it had a lot of great stuff. And for people who've read the Shadowmen on Terror House magazine, I did a ton of research for that book. So for those novels, there's a lot of technical, historical background on that kind of stuff. So that was in this book, this novel that I wrote. So, anyways. That was my moment, but I also wasn't dying of throat cancer.
Well, you're smoking a pipe and drinking, and I'm smoking a cigar. So chances are our chances of dying of throat cancer are a lot higher. But you know what? I don't give a shit. That's I'm fine with that.
So here's what I'm drinking, guys.
There you go. Nice Appleton. It's a rum, right? Jamaican rum.
It's a single estate Jamaican rum.
Nice. Yep. This is a red blend. This is a Grenache and a Tempranillo.
Oh,
yeah. It's got good balance between its acidity and whatnot.
You know, I realized that my part of the state really does not have the kind of. I was on the west side of my state, and I went to a Trader Joe's, and they have. Mistake. Well, they got wines from South America, Chile, Brazil, Argentina. They've got wines from France. And we're not talking expensive wines. So, you know, that was the nice thing about it. So I basically just bought I loaded up my cart with all this wine, went to go pay for it, you know, and it was like $45 for all these wines from all these different countries. Whereas you buy anything over in my part of the state, you're going to end up paying top dollar because we're not located near the interstate. truckers have to go out of their way to come supply.
Well, that's it. That a lot of people would say, well, why is the price tag on a wine the way it is? Well, there's a lot of factors that go into that. I mean, it's how much is made, the soil, the label, the artistry that goes into the label, the overhead, all kinds of things in the background, especially if it's been aged in oak barrels as compared to oak chips or not oak at all if it's not that kind of wine. But yeah. But no, I really enjoy South American Malbecs. They're very tasty.
That's what I like about the, okay, so I don't have a specific policy on like unilateral free trade, and we won't have to get into that, but like this is an example of where open trade is good because it allows us to experience wines from other parts of the country. I like wines that are local. I also like I want to try wines that are from Argentina and from Brazil and from France, and I don't have to pay $30, $40, $50 for them. Instead, I can pay $6 or $7 for them.
Well, I wouldn't. Good. Well, any wine you're paying $6 or $7 for is reserved to cooking, for the most part.
Well, no. Well, I'm gonna say, but the thing is that they are for Trader Joe's. They're exclusive, meaning though.
They license certain things. Yeah.
Yeah, the only people that you can buy those wines from in America is from Trader Joe's. So it's like okay, and
$2 Chuck.
They're actually pretty good. They're not like
it's not bad. It's a drinking wine for a party.
Well, I got one wine that was from Sicily, and it's like I used to do that back in the day when I lived next to a Trader Joe's. Like I was able to buy wine from all these different countries, and like some of these wines were actually really good. They weren't bad, and they you know what? If they were not great, they weren't much worse than wines that you pay $30 for over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna segue really fast to cigars. I'm reforming my burn line here, asymmetrical burn line. So every once in a while you get a ragged burn line. Doesn't mean the cigar is bad. Just means that you initially, lit the cigar maybe a little off. So I'm reforming my burn line, just hitting it a little bit with flame, blowing it out.
Good Lord!
What? It's a good burn line, motherfucker. You need a good burn line. You want a ragged fucking burn line. And Nick's got a good burn line right there, and he's got good ash. He's got good head on his cigar.
I'm known for my good ash.
That's what she said. So we're getting you in your professor glasses today. You're like that. You're like Mr. Peabody from.
No, he looks like Tom Arnold.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm Mr. Peabody's boy Sherman.
Yeah, exactly. You're a mix of the two. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks, man. Good to see y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got these new glasses, and they work better like in this setup with the camera and the light and the big monitor. That's why I usually wear those sunglasses. It's not because I'm cool or anything. It's because they
gotcha.
They were the only prescription that didn't make my eyes screwy.
Look all wanky.
Yeah.
Rah. Nice. So what are you smoking?
I got a Macanudo.
Oh, nice. Macanudo is a tasty one.
Yeah.
Well,
Maduro,
you know what you guys need to get? You need to get that Tobacco Especial.
It's funny you say that because we had that, and then I had my latest issue of Cigar Snob magazine, which you guys should check out. There's an advertisement for those, the exact same one, the Negra that we had. Yeah, I'm gonna bring those to the next Village by the. We're doing a Village by the Sea. I'm not telling you when, but the Village by the Bayou in Louisiana is postponed until spring because there's just too much going on apparently in Louisiana in October that we can't find a fucking decent place to stay that's close to the French Quarter. So I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. So
when are y'all going to come
Village by the sewer down by Nick. Village by the cesspool.
Village by the drainage ditch.
Village by the drainage ditch. Yeah, the retention pond.
The cement pond.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, I can't say I can fly out whenever, but with enough time, I can make it happen. Depends on work. That's the main thing. Is a lot of projects going on over the next couple of months, so I can do short weekends and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Should think about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have to drive. Like, you can fly into Atlanta. I'd have to drive. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive up there to get you. So, you know.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
So we're spending a lot of time in the car, but.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't touch my swimsuit area and we're fine. Village out behind the barn, Robert Kuzla. Best times, I have not ordered Cubans yet. I do want to do that before I kick off this Mortal Coil. So yes.
I've got a friend who is he's a big sailor. They take a few sailing trips every year.
They head out to Cuba.
And, he came back with some Cubans and invited me over and gifted me one of those Cubans. I got to tell you, you notice a difference.
I believe it.
It was weird. It was like stronger but smoother, and it just had this. I don't know. Maybe I was just mind fucking myself because I knew it was a Cuban,
right?
But it definitely had a different flavor, different finish, everything. It definitely seemed, different. So
yeah. Is it the best you can do? Is just different? Come on. What else? What else? What else? Was it creamy, Nick? Did it taste? Did it feel good in your mouth?
I'm not sophisticated like you. I don't have the vocabulary for all of these alternative experiences that you do.
Well, no, it's the smoke that you hold in your mouth. That creamy is one of the part of the terminology. I'm not being facetious and gay. It's just that is one of the things.
No, it was. It definitely was. It was. Yeah. It was definitely a singular experience. I haven't had. It was very different from all the other cigars that I've had.
All right, cool. Best times. That's actually cheaper than Davidoff's. Churchill's, what's it called, the late hour. Those fuckers are I want to try one of those. Those fuckers are expensive. They're about, could be wrong, but I want to say about $400 for a box of 20. They're more than Cubans, which is insane to me. But maybe we'll do it for Village by the Sea. Rented another beach house right on the beach. A four-bedroom large house. So it's gonna be good. You're more than welcome to come down and visit us, or come up, I should say. You're already down there, so you have to be driving up.
Where at?
Ocean City, New Jersey.
Oh yeah, I'm there. Yeah,
cool.
I'll be there. I got to. Anything that close to Atlantic City, I'll
Oh, we gotta go. We'll go eat at the Knife and Fork again. That's where we had our meetup, and we'll go to the casinos. We'll get Rob drunk. Use his credit card again.
We don't have to get him. We don't have to get him drunk.
He does that all by himself.
Getting Rob drunk just means giving him the GPS coordinates of where to show
up. Pretty much. Just give him the crib note with the address on it. So this is basically for a hell of it show, since we missed our Wednesday broadcast.
You did?
Yeah, we did. We got Rollo'd again.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rollo'd
us again. He had something last minute came up he had to take care of. So I was like, you know what? I wasn't feeling well. And I was like, fuck it. I'm taking a night off. The first night that I've said I'm taking a night off in 2 fucking years.
So Rollo is the game master, whatever you call it.
He's the dungeon master. So what's going to happen is,
what you should do, because you know how reliable and punctual I am, you should have me on as the dungeon master, because I don't know shit about Dungeons and Dragons. So that would be like a hell of a night.
I know, right? Well, if you watch some of the shows, I'm sure you could wing it nicely. So what we're going to do is, Drew has dungeon mastered for us before.
Right.
A lot of people like Drew's style. A lot of people like Raul's style. So what we're going to do is switch back and forth. TJ is draining the lizard. So yeah, there you go. I'm sure you all needed to know that, but anyway. So twice a month we're gonna have D&D games. The non-mangina, non-PC, non-social justice warrior, non-woke D&D with Masculine Geek. And the one game will be a campaign that Raul is DMing, and the other is a fresh campaign that Drew will be DMing. So there you go. I know Raul's got a lot going on, so maybe twice a month it might be too much. So this will take a little bit off of his plate.
Yeah.
And, take off your plate, see?
It's adorable.
I'll tell you what, I saw on, I follow him on Instagram, and he was posting some of his guitar riffs and shit. Apparently he was in the studio. The band was recording an album, and he had some pretty badass fucking licks on there, man.
He did. That gay kid.
I'm looking forward to hearing that. At least
he licks a guitar like Aaron Clary licks Lollipop.
Never mind. Yeah, okay. That wasn't quite what I was thinking, but sure.
He licks the guitar like Clary licks a Mexican, right?
Yeah, a Mexican. Yeah, Claire's a schlong liquor, all right. Oh Christ! He sent me this. He text messaged me this aluminum tray full of brownies. I guess his wife made them. Like, why? And I'm looking at it and like, why is the middle ripped out? He like took the middle brownie out and then I guess walked away and ate it. So it was like a big.
Dude, no. Okay, first of all, this is an example of where he has got problems. You don't take out the middle. You take the corners.
Exactly. The crusty corners. You dumb motherfucker. He that basically took out the middle, had no corners whatsoever.
Yeah, this is what happens when you are raised in Minnesota. You're
with a single mother household.
Exactly. You're like, oh, I'm going to take out the center of the brownies, and I'm not going to take out the corners because I'm something's wrong with me. I'm a degenerate. Like
I'm a degenerate motherfucker.
The corners on brownies are like the burnt ends on barbecue.
Exactly. What they call the burnt tips. Yeah.
The burnt ends are part.
We had those in. We had those. TJ, didn't we have those in? Kansas City. The tips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had at that barbecue place. We had the burnt tips.
How'd that trip turn?
You were there, TJ. You know.
I remember it was good. It was crazy. You know what's crazy is like
the line out the door.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. In my area, barbecue is not that big of a deal. Like we're not big on our barbecue. This is some serious ass. There was no joke with this barbecue. They were not fucking around. Right. And so I realized I did some research and homework on. I realized that there's North Carolina, Texas, and Kansas City. Those are the three big barbecue places.
And we got to experience that shit.
We got to experience it, and they're very serious about it. And it was.
They are.
And I'm not gonna lie. It was really good stuff.
But it's just like delicious.
But barbecue, in that sense, is not that big of a deal in my area, where you can kind of we barbecue other stuff. We don't barbecue maybe the kind of stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So it's just like we're more likely because we are the Pacific Northwest. We're more likely to do salmon, or seafood. It's just
Barbecue salmon. What the fuck?
No, dude. You can smoke or barbecue salmon. You can do either one.
All right, that's fucking gay.
That's because you're from the East Coast and you don't have salmon like we do. Our salmon's better than your salmon.
Have. You're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah, our salmon sucks. Well, we've got the Maryland and Maine crabs, so you don't, and lobsters, so you don't have that motherfucker.
No,
nothing like a Maine lobster.
Good God, we do not.
Look, if you ain't cooking a pig over fire, it ain't barbecue. That's all.
That's true.
You know what's funny is I was talking with a buddy of mine this last weekend, and I said, "Dude, we got to have a whole pig. I don't want just like half it. I want the entire
whole pig on a spit.
No, I want it to be like cooked on hot rocks, like the Hawaiians do.
Hot liquid hot magma.
I'll tell you what. When I was in high school, when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend, and her
back in the 30s.
Whoa. 30s or 20s or something.
You had a girlfriend? When did that happen?
And
Jesus Christ. I'm
not you, man.
TJ wants to go whole hog.
So I had this girlfriend.
Root hog or die.
She had grandparents that lived in this little community in North Alabama called Lixkin. And they would have a family reunion every year, and every year main course would be they would get a whole hog and they'd dig a pit and they'd fill it full of wood and they'd burn it down. They'd throw the pig in there, bury it in the dirt, and just let it cook in the ground like that. And then after however many hours it takes, they'd uncover it, bring it out. You just go and, it was literally pulled pork, because you go and you just pull whatever you wanted to off the pig. And that was some good shit.
I believe it. That's the way. It's like natural and shit. What kind of spice accoutrements did she use?
I have no idea. I was in high school. I was just there to
you didn't give a shit. You're like, fuck that. Just give me the pork.
It was for pork and then for pork. So
Porkies.
I was there for. It's a trick if you're out in a really small town where nobody knows who you are, so you're a stranger and there with your girlfriend, and you're there at her family reunion where you got uncles, cousins, everything else out there, and then you're out there to sneak off in the tall grass and get the other white meat, and you're gonna be porking something else. Yeah, and you got to be careful because country folks don't play. Nope, that's where the whole shotgun wedding came from.
Hey,
Robert Kuzlin is getting mighty spicy in your comments. He says he reached the age where he'd be arrested for eating a brownie. I know, right? That happened to me when I was up in. I spent a couple weeks up in Tamworth, Ontario, and on the Canadian Shield in Canada. And my hosts had me over several times for dinner, and it was a couple. And the dude had some kind of issue where he had to have marijuana to ease his pain because he had cancer. And they just made brownies. And like, oh, here, have a brownie. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this tastes kind of weird. It didn't get me high or anything. It just tasted weird. It didn't affect me at all. And I had 2 or 3. And I'm dying over here with this cigar. Jesus. But that was my first taste of that. That was several years ago. The special brownie. It didn't affect him at all, but he woke up feeling used. I woke up. I tried to pull my pants off over my head. You woke up and you were wearing the host's underwear.
Or the hostess. That's all I'm saying. There was an incident that happened. We're not gonna. Yeah, I'll talk about that on Masculine Geek Life tomorrow. That special picnic. So, oh yeah. When your husband's sick and he's not up in the sexual department, and he strangers that roll through town, use your imagination. So there we go. That's all I'm saying.
That must have been a peak experience.
That was up there with the peak experiences that I've had. Yes, Nick. Yeah, I'll have to write about that. That'll be one of the stories. Now, speaking of that, let's segue into the next issue of Punch Right, which you haven't published yet, but the next Laser Dicks. Did you get the Aaron Clary reference?
He pauses. He's like, I don't want to deal with that.
It's very brief. You wouldn't even know unless you knew.
It's kind of like being like, really brief, you know.
Yeah, it's like TJ being brief. You didn't read it, did you?
I read it a month ago.
Jesus Christ! What did you think? Did you like it?
Hell yeah, I liked it.
Good.
I liked them all.
Well, good. It's almost, you're gonna really like this next one because
if you didn't like it,
that's what I thought you were asking me. I thought you were asking me if I caught the Clary reference in the next story, and I was sitting here thinking, did he send me the next story yet? But you're talking about chapter 7.
Yeah, you caught the Clary reference, right?
Well, if you didn't like it, he'd be a slope.
I still don't.
Yes, he would.
I still don't remember because it was a month ago that I read it. But I think this issue should be out tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic! Well, everyone who's listening, if you have not subscribed to Punch Riot, I mean, it's worth it just to read Laser Dicks. All right, it's worth it for all the good writing. TJ's in there, a few other people in there, Troy Francis, a few others. It's all good masculine, solid, no nonsense writing. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's very inexpensive, and Nick is doing a great disservice to himself by charging that little amount.
Hey, $5 a month is pretty high for a monthly magazine.
Not the caliber of writing that we're providing you. No, I would disagree.
I would agree. I disagree as well. I think that I'm just saying this. I think that what you're doing, Nick, with Punch Riot is important. So, I think that
there's value there.
It's hard for like guys. I was just reading about Lovecraft and like how a lot of stuff that he wrote wasn't really recognized when he was alive, and I hope is that's not the case with the stuff that you're publishing, what you're doing, but like. That's kind of the mindset I've had, is that recognizing a lot of important stuff that's being done in our lifetime is not. I don't know. I think that Punch Riot's doing a lot of good stuff. It's publishing a lot of good stuff. It's stuff that I think that 30 years from now, a lot of guys are going to be reading and are like, man, I wish we were back in the day when it was being read or being written. Like, it's just kind of how it is. It's like a lot of underground stuff guys don't appreciate. And we're going to be able to, at least I will. I don't know about you guys, because you're all a bunch of old fogies.
Well, you're inheriting the masculine geek mantle, as it were, literally.
Yeah. But my thought is like, there's going to come a day when like guys are going to just, it's gonna go mainstream. At what point, I don't know, but like a lot of the writing is great stuff, and it's stuff that's outside the
norm.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing I like about and you both have been fairly prolific as far as sending in contributions. So, you know, but the thing I like about it all is it's like, you know, what I've tried to do from the beginning was set this tone, and that's the reason when I've talked about it and stuff, I've always been, you know, yeah, you can't be a cunt and read Punch Riot. You can't be a cunt and publish in Punch Riot. So I've tried to give it like this extreme edge so that people who did want to contribute and perhaps were kind of on the line about whether they wanted to really be honest, which is what they need to be, or like hold back a little bit because they're just like, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to make it clear that anybody who publishes in the magazine is never going to say anything more extreme than I do. And I figure that way we're all in it together.
Exactly.
You know? And that way there's no way I can, you know, if somebody publishes something and believe me, I've tried to get people to boycott. I've tried to get people to protest it and all kinds of stuff because I want the publicity, but nobody will. Nobody has anyway. And
it's too good.
But I wanted to happen because I wanted it to be known for, you know, dudes who are going to say exactly what they want to say, and then people who subscribe, because that's what our readers want. That's what our subscribers want. And I think there's I just like the whole concept of that. So
absolutely.
I just think that Punch Riot is really doing, and I'm just saying this like, yeah, well, also, you know, there used to be blogs back in the day that were publishing stuff, and they were saying the relevant things at that time, but it was 10 years ago. And so now you have a magazine that's talking about relevant stuff in the year 2021. And I just think that that's kind of the future where what would happen with a lot of these guys with these blogs is they would write and then they would just delete their blogs entirely. And they had a lot of good stuff to say at the time. Like that was what was relevant at the time. It's good to know. But I think that that's like, this is a continuation of that, or at least it's like the next step. And so that's why I think it's important. And I think that men need to, yeah.
That's true. And so Bacon has subscribed, and you haven't read the sex and submission issue where I posted the BDSM origin story. Come on.
Well, he didn't get that because that particular issue that was a premium. So if you weren't a top tier subscriber,
okay, no, that's only that's only $6.99, right?
I don't $9.99. I may roll it back in and just give it to everybody because nobody's really gone out of their way to buy it, which has been disappointing.
And I have photos, people. Yeah. Photo.
Yeah.
You guys make me sick. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Make me sick.
You know, there is one problem that I've noticed is that the problem right now is that fuckers don't read. And even fuckers that say they read
Aaron Clary
don't fucking read.
Yeah, you fuckers don't read. Get on that.
They watch YouTube, they do other stuff. They listen to audio books on, you know, how not to whack off and bullshit like that. And you know, everybody's so micro obsessed with, you know, this self-improvement cult. And don't get me wrong, I think self-improvement is a good thing. But, you know, there's like this over obsession with it. And so that there's YouTube, there's all, you know, you can go on Instagram, you can go on all of these different websites and just, you know, go on Twitch and you can Twitch shit live, and you can
Twitch it in.
You can watch people live, and just sitting down for an hour, half hour, you know, taking some quiet, you know, having some peace and quiet, and actually reading something that's challenging or interesting or something like that. People don't do, and even a lot of people that say they're, you know. I mean, I'm always reading a fucking book. Right now, I've got The Life of John Wesley Hardin as written by himself.
Nice.
Which is some interesting shit because he's talking about, like, he killed a guy when he was 14 years old or something. He chased him down in the woods and killed him. And, nice. I mean, there's, like, people just don't sit down and read, and they're missing out on all this interesting stuff in general. And then, between, Laser Dicks is a great series. The stuff that TJ's written is great. MT White's essays are outstanding. I got, Barry Nishizawa and Charlie Winkle, and there's, Troy Francis is in there, Jack Napier.
Even every once in a while you get Rob.
Every once in a while we get Rob and Chess Rockwell, and, Ryan Stone published something in there once, many months ago. And, I wish he would get back into it, but, I may be biased, but I look forward to every issue because I like reading all y'all's shit, because it's interesting, it's different, and it challenges stuff that you don't get, just in the open anymore. If you do, it's usually kind of shitty, but this stuff is actually pretty good stuff. So I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think MT White stuff. There was that podcast we did about. God, I think it was about Starship Troopers or something like that. We had a great live stream on that.
Yeah.
That was fun. I thought he had a lot of great insight. And actually, I was watching his tweets on, or maybe it was his live stream, but whatever he did on Top Gun. I went and rewatched that movie and I was like, man, he's right. Like when I was watching it as a kid, I thought a lot of that stuff was weird, but then you get older and you're like, oh, it's not weird. It's just like, this is how men in a masculine centric environment behave. Whereas a lot of guys who've never been in that kind of environment don't know how to deal with that stuff, or they don't know how to react. And like, now Top Gun is one of my favorite films to watch aesthetically. So I think he had a lot of good stuff to say.
I like when MT gets cranked out, because he's read so much, and he's seen so many films and shit that I've never seen and probably never will at this point. And he has a way of making like that kind of analysis entertaining, even if you haven't seen all the movies, because he's always trying to make a larger point about our culture or whatever. And it's always, sometimes it makes me want to see some of those things that I haven't seen that he talks about. But I was really, Punch Ride's doing well, and to me it's successful because it, I make enough off subscriptions to pay all the writers what I'm paying them right now, but I'd really like for the readership to grow, because I would like to pay y'all more. And I'm not, it doesn't take that much work on my end. So I'm not, I don't have to make a whole lot of money off of it. I just want to be able to pay you guys well, and also contribute something that's, because being I don't want to say conservative, but being kind of libertarian about it, that's the new counterculture, because the regular culture is all this woke bullshit. So, counterculture is always where the most interesting stuff is happening. And that's why I think I like it the most, is because, and especially when you guys get on there and write stuff and you're basically just, giving feminists and the woke and whoever else the finger, and, saying shit that
slope.
So, yeah, I mean, that in and of itself is awesome. And it's like the new Blazing Saddles or something like that, where you're saying all this shit for humor, but it's at a time where you're not allowed to do that anymore, like you were in the late 70s and early 80s. You could do that shit back then, and nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. It was because it was comedy.
Exactly. No, for those coming in on this, Slope is an agency in my story, Laser Dicks. That is, it's a play on words. It's a play on Chinese communists, not the generic Chinese people, but Chinese communists.
Donald Trump, those are China. China's
asshole. So the Chinese communist organization that's active in America, or you think is America at the time, is called codename Slope. There you go. If you don't like that, I don't care. I don't care. So
Yeah, I thought that was one of my. When you said that was you were introducing that, I was very happy because I thought that was fucking hilarious. It's like it's like, and the story doesn't. There's not a parallel really with the feel and the whatever of the story. But if you remember that old show, Get Smart, that, I know you will.
We'll have to have TJ talking to a shoe.
That old show, Get Smart, where they were, it was kind of like a spoof of the Bond shit, and the agency that they were, I believe it was called Chaos, right?
I think so, yeah.
Bad guys. So Slope is kind of like Chaos,
exactly.
Except they're all Chinese and they're called Slope.
And the funny thing is, I have no idea what that means, but TJ and I came up with what it means, and I'm not going to tell you, but it's the secret league of something. And that's all I'm saying for now.
Yeah, we're not
you have to get it at the end of the novel, because what I want to do is, after this is done and I serialize it and punch riot, I'll wait a while, let it percolate, and then release it as a novella, as a series. This could go on until, even after I'm dead, this can continue on.
This is like The Simpsons. It's just gonna go
basically on. It'll never end. Exactly.
Vince is going to be in an old folks' home, and he's going to be
writing up
the characters he throws in are going to be like the chick that brings his food, and the one that wipes his ass, and everything else. They're going to be characters.
We're going to be like the old men in the Muppets, the balcony.
That's pretty much what I feel like now.
I know, right? Cheers, we're sitting here smoking our cigars or drinking our drinks.
Talking about Get Smart, and TJ's looking at us like, what the fuck?
Have you ever heard of Get Smart, TJ?
Yes, I've watched the original show, and I also watched the movie with what's his name.
All right, cool, good. So anyone has not subscribed to Punch Riot, we have 7 people watching right now. 5 or 6, 7, whatever, and people watching later. You need to go to punchriot.com and subscribe. Okay.
Bacon subscribe, but apparently he hasn't ever read it.
He hasn't fucking read anything. Well, Bacon.
Hey, look, don't get me wrong. I appreciate your subscription. Why don't you subscribe a couple more times?
Right, under different names and aliases, yeah.
Vince needs to buy more expensive cigars. So let me
exactly. I need my Punch Riot, my monthly Punch Riot money.
Your drinking stipend.
Exactly. When you come out to Village by the Sea, we're gonna have really good cigars. Trust me. We're gonna go to Atlantic City and play some blackjack.
Yeah, the last time I was there, I've only been there once, and that was in 2016. And I stayed at the Trump Hotel and Casino, which doesn't exist anymore. They shut it down like a few months later. But that was the last place I played in Atlantic City was at the Trump.
It's been a while since I've gambled. And the last time I was in Atlantic City was really for the Masculine Geek meetup, Village by the Sea, in 2018.
Yeah.
Or 2019, whatever. 2018, yeah. So there will be a Village by the Sea, Atlantic City meetup again. Location to be determined, so we keep out the spurgs and retard. If you're a spurg and a retard, just don't even bother. Don't bother me. Just it's going to be by invite only, so just don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't want to come if there's spurgs and retards.
Unless we can hit them with paintballs.
With the exception of Rob. Rob's all right.
That's spurg and that is the spurg and retard that you want. Yeah.
He's doing his thing with Jack right now.
They usually go about an hour, so they may be done.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm gonna blow your ears up with my coughing. I'm dying. I got the Doc Holliday consumption. I'm a lunger. I'm in my prime. You look it.
You look it. You
look it.
I love that
All
scene
right,
in Tombstone where Johnny Ringo, does his little revolver acrobatics in the bar, and then
he comes back with
the cup.
Yeah, it's completely until he took the wind out of his sails and mocked him at the same time.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
So was there So you're on tonight because you didn't do Wednesday night. Was there any topic tonight? You just kind of
we're flying by the seat of our pants. Yeah.
Getting it out of your system. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Figured out what the hell, and I'm out here on the balcony.
So y'all did the big Monopoly game or whatever it was you were meeting in Kansas City for go well?
We played Blood Red Skies. Yeah.
Is that some kind of airplane thing?
It is a World War II fighter pilot. Yeah, TJ, show him your
like a board version of Crimson Skies or something.
Sort of. Yeah. Bring out the planes. I played the Japanese.
Yeah, nice.
And TJ beat me. It was a close game though. That dirty whore. Yeah, it was the Japanese the Mitsubishi Zeros.
Yeah.
And TJ was the Mustangs. I forgot who made those.
When I was a kid, I built a lot of models, and it was mainly World War II stuff. I did World War II planes and battleships. Yeah, nice.
And there's different levels that you advantage, disadvantage, and neutral based on the pitch of the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's so many dice you roll based on the skill level of the pilot, and a hit is if you get a 6.
All right.
So, yeah, it was fun. There we go. You put the little stickers on them. You can paint them too if you want. They come plain, and you put stickers on. And we're gonna play again when we're in the village by the sea. But we're gonna you can have like clouds. You got boats. There's actually a naval combat you can incorporate with Blood Red Skies.
Can we just play Battleship or something?
You could do that too. But I think what we'll do is this round in Ocean City, we'll go ahead and broadcast this one. And then Rob can give like his commentary in the background, like, I don't give a shit about this game, that kind of stuff.
And y'all met up with Brother when you were out there, didn't you?
We met up with Quintus Curtius and Joe Curl and Conk.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And Conk took us to the barbecue place, actually.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was.
Yeah, I like Conk. I was on their Sunday morning religion show once.
That guy's deceiving. He is a big motherfucker.
A few months ago, really.
He's about 6'4", 6'5", and like 350 pounds. He'll fucking crush your head with his hand. Just fucking kill you. He's like a Sasquatch.
Speaking of that, did you see that video this last week of that 400-pound shirtless black dude that pulled up to the gas pump and beat the shit out of
that girl? Yeah,
little woman. God, that's hard to watch, man.
That was pretty brutal.
Crazy.
Where were all the white knights?
There were some guys that showed up at the end, and it was like he had already beaten her down onto the ground, and they were like, I couldn't. You don't have any sound, but they were like, then they led him back to his car and just let him get in and drive away. I was like,
unbelievable.
What the fuck?
Now, was it one of those things where she was being a bitch on the road and he followed her? I don't know the story.
I don't know. I mean, could have been, but still,
Some people deserve a beatdown. I mean, maybe not so violent where you put them in the hospital, but some people deserve to have their asses kicked. I can think of several offhand. Some of them are family members. But
look,
yeah,
I'm not above. I've dealt out some, and I've been on the receiving end of some. But this was another thing, though. It was like I couldn't.
Next level beatdown.
it would be difficult for me to ever do that to a female.
Yeah, I mean, a good slap across the mouth, that's one thing.
Well, I mean, it's because my previous girlfriend who just moved away, she was 5 feet tall, 100 pounds. I mean,
put her right through the drywall.
And so I just, every time I see something like that happen, I just think about, that happening to her, and I'm like,
yeah,
it would have to be a very strange situation for me to be able to do that to somebody like that. That's not cool, but you're right. She could have been driving down the highway and throwing, grenades at him for all I know.
She could have been doing some dumbass fucking shit. I mean, and I wouldn't go so far as to say it's deserve it, but kind of, yeah. I mean, it's it's a matter of perception, I guess.
Well, I would
it depends on your matter of justice.
Well, yeah. Well, it's just based on the tape, it seems totally random, but you're right. There could be a larger story there. And
I like how you said tape. You're definitely one of us.
I have the language that I have.
It's funny. All security video uses no audio, and they also use a proprietary compression software, which is a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, you speak masculine geek nerd language, geek language. Yeah.
Well.
TJ's typing something. What are you doing over there, TJ?
Nothing.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, nothing, tra la la. What movie is that from?
I don't recall.
David Bowie and Labyrinth. Nothing, tra la la.
I've never seen that movie.
Jesus Christ. David Bowie's in, you have to see it. David Bowie, see? You dirty whore.
All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Speaking of dirty whores, has anyone heard from Aaron? How was his masculine dork conference?
God help us.
Fuck.
I'll tell you what, I've got a trip planned with a friend of mine. We're probably going to Vegas in the early fall.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I ain't going to Vegas to talk about not jerking off and
talk about minimalism and economics.
Look, I'm the most minimalist person that I know. I even when my refrigerator died.
I remember that. It was like a couple weeks, was it, before you got replaced?
Instead of when I replaced it, I replaced it with a little bar fridge.
That's awesome.
And that's still what I'm using because I'm remodeling the kitchen, which I've been doing for, on my
Decades.
own for 9 months now, and
nice.
Making nice, slow and steady progress. I don't want to rush anything.
That's the way you do it. That's how you do
it. But I was like, I don't want a new refrigerator because then I have to deal with that. So I just bought the little fridge, and it's been fun.
Bubba. Come on, Bubba. This fucking dick. Hang on. Let's see if we can...
All I do is eat steak and hamburger anyway. So I mean, I don't really need a fridge for a lot. I just
you get your steak, your eggs, and your alcohol. Come on, Bubba. Come out here.
I don't refrigerate my alcohol.
All right. So my cat is a moth killer. So what he likes to do is, oh shit, there he goes. Hang on, wait. There he goes. He's after it. He's after the moth. There you go. Look at that shit. He's gonna try. What he'll do is he'll catch it. Where'd he go? Come on, baby, get that moth. So he'll catch it. Oh, he got it.
I want to see him chase it through the.
Holy crap! That's a huge moth. Look at that motherfucking moth. It's the size of a bird. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, is it kind of greenish?
Yeah, it is. Now,
I think it's a Luna moth.
It might be. Now, what he's going to do is eventually, what he's done with moths that come on, Mowgli, kill the fight. It's in pain. It's trying to fly away and flip over. Oh, he didn't kill it. Shit. Get it, Bubba. Get it, Bubba. Oh, it's flying. Hopefully it flies out. Yeah, it's fucking huge. So he'll eat them, like the whole thing. He'll take it inside and eat it. Let me see if I can get it out, because that's the size. I don't need that flapping around my head while I'm sleeping.
Aren't you worried about him chasing it through the gaps on your little railing there and going over the edge?
I know, right? There we go. I got rid of it. You dumb motherfucker. Mowgli, you'd let me down, brother. Jesus, that thing is, yeah, it's green and yellow. It's flapping around. But the ones that are actually bite size, he'll play with them. And then he'll eat them. Now, if I have the screen door shut, he'll wait. He'll wait until I let him back in and take them inside and eat them in the privacy of the apartment. Oh, he's staring at it. He's really, dude. What the fuck? Stop dive bobbing my fucking head. Jesus Christ! I'm being attacked by moths over here.
Well, at least you have headphones on. It'll keep them out of your ears.
Seriously, I think it's just attracted to the light, and I think he's injured. Hang on, let me. Come on, you fucking look at it. Hang on, I'm telling you, this thing is huge. It's the size of a small bird. Fuck it go.
Tonight on Masculine Geek.
Masculine Geek, we have. Oh fuck! I just stepped on him.
You see Vince get scared by a moth.
Right? I just fucking stepped on the fucking thing. Look at this thing. It's
yeah. I think that's a Luna moth.
Well, he's fucking kicking him over the side. Get the fuck out of here, you dumb motherfucker. Sorry, Bubba. That's what you get.
This is riveting.
Well, it's Animal Kingdom over here. Now it's down there, and my neighbor can handle him. Fuck that guy. That moth, fuck him. Yep. I was not expecting it. Mowgli and I were not expecting moths of that caliber.
How's progress on the publication of book 2 coming?
I finished the edits that you gave me and whatever, and I took all of your edits to heart and your advice. I'm waiting on my book designer.
Oh, good. So now it's going to be readable.
It's going to be you fucking dick. Yes. Now that Nick's gentle ministrations to my prose, my literary prose, it's been complete, and I've taken all of his advice to heart. I remember Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom. I used to watch that on Sundays with my parents. I finished book 2. I finished book 2 a long time ago, but I needed one more pass, and I'm glad I did. Nick is a great editor.
I am.
And he and he's very humble, and he enjoyed the second book very much. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. If you haven't
really,
I
mean, I've done this before. I've said this before, but there's a perception about self-published books that, you buy to make your friends feel better, but they're not very good and they're not very readable. But I got to tell you, I mean, I'm talking about like just old school. You want a good story that, isn't stupid, but it's got like, it's got elements of the fantastical. It's got reality. It's got all kinds of stuff. And the action and all that shit flows really well. And like I said before, it's like it's a good read up to about the midpoint of the book, and then literally at the midpoint, I was sitting on the edge of my my chair in there when I was reading, when it was getting into the really good action, because it was really that good.
Thank you.
So. I'm looking forward to having it in in book form.
Excellent. I'll make sure
Speaking of that, I just got a note from our pal Barry Nishizawa.
Oh, yeah?
And he published a collection of short stories recently called Shit Origami. And
Jesus Christ.
I think that's available on Amazon now, but he also sent me a signed copy to auction off or to give away. So at some point, whenever I do get that, because it's coming from Australia, I'm going to have some kind of giveaway for Punch Riot subscribers. So you can get a signed copy of Barry's short stories, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
So, but you have to be a Punch Riot subscriber to be eligible.
All right, everyone. This is my cat, my fat ass cat Mowgli. He's a Russian blue. TJ's met him. This fucking dick. He's out here. He's a moth hunter.
It's midnight Friday, and I'm watching a cat.
Watching a pussy.
I'm watching a cat in New Jersey.
That's right. Meow. Meow. This fat bastard. Anyway, so that's my cat. He's a rescue.
Why is he so fat? Don't you love your cat?
Fuck that guy. No, he came that way, and I just keep feeding him. Come here, Bubba. Come here. Hey, you come up here. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. No, get your fucking fat ass over here. Bro, I beat you. Want me to beat? You want a beating?
Yeah, me too.
Want a beating?
It's the first time I've been on a cat video talking to a guy talking to his cat.
That's right. Come here. Come here, you fucking fat fuck. Come here. This is. See how? Look at this. Look at this thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's.
Looks like
He's getting pissed.
Looks like a raccoon they caught behind the KFC on
right?
overnight, right?
Yep. He's all right. It's funny because I was at the animal shelter for something entirely different, but I thought I could use a writing buddy. I'll rescue a cat, whatever. But I have allergies. But they had, as I got older, they had subsided. So I said, take me into the pussy room and I'll bury my head in some pussy and I'll see if I get, any kind of sneezing, itchy going on. And I didn't. Like, all right, you know what? I'm going to adopt one of these. I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to do these animals a favor and give one a home. And this guy was napping in the back, all huddled in the back of his cage. Like, oh, what's his deal? Well, he had been there for 9 months. Wow. Maybe 10. Yeah, it was sad. Nobody wanted him because he was sort of standoffish and a bit of a dick. And that's perfect for me because I'm kind of standoffish and a bit of a dick. So, let's wrap him up. We'll take him home. Threw him in the cat container and took him home. But he's not quite what his description said he was, because wherever I'm writing or watching something or reading or listening to something, he wants to be in my lap. So apparently my lap is like a thing for pussy. Well, yeah. I mean, let's say, yeah, that's true. But for the feline persuasion as well. So, right, Bubba? Fucking dirty whore. Want me to beat you? You want a beating? Do you want a beating? I don't really beat my cat. I do. Modern Life John sent me as a gift one of those those really kind of cool, expensive lightsabers. And as soon as I turn it on, he runs in fear. Yeah. I should terrorize him with it now while he's out on the balcony, and we'll really get a show. You want to go back inside, Bubba? Good. Go on. Don't make me beat you. This is the Vince beats his cat episode. TJ, let's segue to you. How's Reese doing?
I think we need TJ to save us from this disastrous course.
It's going. This is going downhill. Yeah. How's Reese?
He's doing okay. He's getting older. He's got, and he's a purebred, so he's gonna have
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
He's doing well. He's 10 years old.
Oof.
So,
yeah.
I mean, he's he's getting along, and we'll see what happens.
Cool. All right, that's all I got. That's it. We're done. It was the Mutual of Omaha episode tonight. Raw. Should get Jack Napier on here too. He hasn't been on Masculine Geek in a while, and he's done with his show.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, gentlemen. I think I'm getting to the end of my cigar, so that's it. That's about it. Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna call it a night, I think. So let me drain the last dregs of this glass.
It's past my bedtime.
You have to get your Depends changed, I'm sure. Get that nurse in there. Hello, nurse. All right.
Hello, nurse.
I think the old lady that lives next door to me mentally died. She.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they had about once every 6 weeks. The fire department and the ambulance show up and they take her away, and then I always think that's it, but then they bring her back again.
Oh Jesus.
But this, she may be in the hospital. I don't know, but she's like, I was nice to her when we moved in, and then she started calling the cops on my kids all the time. So then I was like, yeah, the hell with you, bitch. So I'm not going to be happy when she dies, but I'm also
you're not going to miss her.
I'm not going to make potato salad or anything like that. So
you don't make potato salad anyway. Stop it.
True.
Yeah. You Southern boys. All right, so I think that's it. Unless anyone in the chat has something to ask or an amusing anecdote to tell us, we'll wait for you fuckers. There's only a couple watching.
Somebody said something about Devin Sharp's channel.
About who?
Devin Sharp. I don't know who that is.
Did something happen to Devin Sharp's channel? Who's that? You mean Donovan Sharp? That might be. I don't know. I don't watch Donovan Sharp. I know of him. And there's a lot of black pill complaining about Devin Sharp or Donovan Sharp.
They're complaining that he's black pill, or black pill people complain about him.
Black pill people complaining about him and complaining about everything. It's whatever.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck those assholes.
Yeah.
That's right, Robert. You can talk to us later. You'll see us on. Well, if you're a Masculine Geek Life subscriber, you would be talking to us tomorrow and getting the True Gen. And I've already explained what True Gen means. Beginning the True Gen on what happened in Kansas City tomorrow. But you're not a subscriber, so I don't know what to tell you.
I'm a Bacon subscriber. I'm a member of Masculine Geek Life, but I've never attended one.
You didn't even attend. You did not even attend when I flogged and paddled my girl.
Dude, I've got a life, man. I got shit to do on the weekends.
Yeah.
I fuck.
So,
what can I tell you?
So you say.
Okay.
That's it. We don't know.
Look, just because I don't want to charge people to watch me do it doesn't mean I don't do it.
That's true. Well, I didn't charge, although I could.
Well, you charge. Well, yeah, you charge because only Masculine Geek Life members.
Well, yeah, exactly. But being a member of Masculine Geek encompasses a lot of different things, not just the beating of women.
Not just the beating of the women.
Not just the beating of the women. Yes, my own personal philosophy follows what I call the 3 B's: binding, beating, and banging. So there you go.
The 3 B's. The
3 B's, yes.
Okay. So
we're going to leave it at that. Now, let's do some housekeeping here. TJ, where exactly? It's Espirito Sante. Where can everyone find you?
TJ Martinell, MARTINELL.com.
Fantastic. Nick.
You have anything new you're going to be sending to Punch Ride anytime soon?
Yes.
Me?
You got like less than 24 hours to send it in because apparently the next issue is dropping tomorrow.
Probably not within 24 hours, but for the next issue, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, try to give me something for the next issue. I don't want to go too long without a signature TJ Martinell piece.
That's what she said. Fantastic. Now, Mr. Nick of the punchriot.com. I mean, obviously you're punchriot.com. What else do you have going on?
Absolutely nothing, and I don't want to be found. So fuck off.
So fuck you guys. Fair enough. Just go to punchriot.com and sign up for the Patreon. A measly $5 a month will get you all the beautiful writing from TJ Martinell, myself, Vincent LaRosa.
I mean, most of your audience can't read anyway, so
therein lies the rub.
This isn't even a good bid.
What we need to do is we need to hire somebody to read the stories.
You know, I've had more than one person say that they wanted me to have every issue available in audio version as well.
Are they going to pay for it?
And I told them to go fuck themselves.
That's right.
So, you know, it's something I saw Delicious Tacos right once. He's like, drag your fucking eyes across some words, you lazy bastard.
Seriously. What are you, Aaron Clary? Oh, I don't read. I do want to get, if I can, get John Steele to read Laserdiscs. I think he would be perfect for it. Yeah. So we'll see. That may be in the works. We'll see. All right. And you can find me on maskinggeek.life. All of our maskinggeek.com essays are there in archival format. And anything new that we provide free. Otherwise, it is members only. It is exclusive. TJ, why is it exclusive?
Because we don't want pudwax and communist infiltrators and subversives.
That's pretty much
homosexuals and all those other kinds of degenerate
ne'er-do-wells.
Mainly to keep out Aaron Clary, but I mean, if we're gonna,
yes. All right, the cigar is done. So yeah, Punch Riot. Masculine Geek is a exclusive men's club online, and eventually we'll be moving part of it to an exclusive men's club in real life, offline. Wait for that in the coming months.
I heard a rumor that Aaron Clary was just a character being played by an out-of-work circus performer. Can you confirm?
Correct. Yes. And in fact, Aaron Clary has not written any of his own material.
He's actually committed.
It's all ghost written.
It's all ghost written.
Yeah, it's all ghost written. Yep. It's not. In fact, I think the Book of Numbers. I think the Book of Numbers was written by his wife. Yeah,
I heard it was ghost written by a group of old guys with Alzheimer's. But
it pretty much sums up most of his work. Yeah.
I haven't read the book. He said he was going to send me a copy to read and review, and then he never sent me one. So
that's not a huge shocker, actually.
So now Aaron Clary is.
Do you know how many times? Do you know how many times Aaron Clary has asked me for my home address? You know how many times Aaron has? He's like, "Do you have Rob's number?" What universe are you living in, Aaron? For fuck's sake! Now that we're ready to go, we've got 11 viewers. Who's watching this right now? Sound off! Come on, sound off.
So basically, you're saying that Aaron Clary, whose reputation is this master of research and his life is just an explosive mess.
It's a sham. It's a sham. It's basically it's an ejaculation of failure. Yeah.
An ejaculation of failure.
An ejaculation of failure.
Now that's good shit right there.
You like that, Aaron Clary? This is the I'm gonna name this the ejaculation of failure episode. And we just lost 3 right there.
Oh shit!
So we got Robert, Andrew. Welcome, Andrew. I think I've seen you here before. And we've got the goddamn bacon. Who else? And the Tempest is probably still here. Who else is here?
The Tempest is everywhere. I've seen him on Let Him Burn, I think. I've seen him on Cultivate Crypto.
Cool. Welcome back again.
Tempest is a good guy.
Cool.
I think he's from Australia.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I like Australians. Australians are some savage motherfuckers.
You have to be when you have spiders the size of your fucking head out there.
Yeah, and that's just the feminists, huh?
Right? There's 8-legged fucking bitches. All right, well, everyone, I enjoy everyone lurking. I enjoy we've had a great episode, the ejaculation of failure episode. That is Aaron Clary's life and writings, which are not his. I'm telling you right now, this is inside baseball.
You should write the unofficial biography of Aaron Clary.
I'm going to write the ejaculation of failure. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
The book of fuck you.
You know, it's in several volumes because it's he's been through some shit. But yeah, so all right, everyone who's in the chat, thank you for joining us. It's been interesting. Thank you to the panel, TJ and Nick, for being here.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to see you as well, and TJ as well. Namaste, or whatever those fucking yoga chicks say. And I think women ruined yoga. I mean, that'll be another episode. We'll talk about that, but they just completely ruined an age-old lineage of spiritualism, just completely ruined with women with pants and pads.
Women ruined misogyny.
They what?
Women ruined misogyny.
They did.
Misogyny used to be fun.
It used to be fun. Sexism used to be fun. Male chauvinism used to be fun, and now I don't care anymore. Yeah. It's all been one big ejaculation of failure. So, all right, everyone, I'm going to get started on Aaron Clary's unauthorized biography. And until next time,
peace.
And TJ, take us out.
Guys, keep the fires burning. Keep the lead firing down range. Keep the wine flowing. Don't take anyone nickels. And don't drink all the freaking rum, you 5'9" piece of crap.
Welcome to Masculine Geek PG-13.
Good